Hey guys, and welcome back to Home Wisdom with HBH. I know it's been a minute since we've had a podcast. That is all on me, 100%. I have been extremely busy. We had a buyer seminar, which was hugely successful. So thanks to everyone who showed up and participated in our event. I can't thank you enough. It means the world to me. Obviously, without you, there is no me. And so I just want to thank you guys again for all the support, all the love, and everyone that showed up. Thanks. All right. So today, and I have my little cheat sheet, so bear with me, okay? I haven't had any coffee, no tea, no anything. I'm behind on my schedule for the day, so I did make a cheat sheet. If you have a problem with it, get over it, okay? All right, so we are going to dive into hot topics in the real estate market, and they're in no particular order. Obviously, these are the items that I think are really important and really crucial in today's market, and I think crucial in the market going forward. So whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or just someone listening and interested in the real estate market, buckle up and let's take a ride. The number one topic, which I think is the number one topic for everyone in real estate right now, is the rising mortgage rate and their impact. Yeah, so over the past year, we have seen rates go up and then come down, and then go up, and then come down. And that's kind of right where we're at right now. The up and down of a election year. And then not only that, the up and down of coming off of a pandemic. And then not only that, the up and down of our economy kind of not being the greatest. And these type of things really play a vital role in the mortgage rate. And the election is really playing a vital role in mortgage rates, because just like anything, when there's uncertainty, the more uncertain things are, the more the investors, the more the money, the more the bank wants to protect their assets. So I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but that's my opinion. Of course, with the rising mortgage rates, when they're coming up and they're going down and doing all this stuff, it's just because in my opinion, these experts are trying to navigate these waters of the unknown and to determine which course of action they want to take moving forward with rates, not just in real estate, but in life in general. All right, as a seller, why do I care about mortgage rates? Well, the simple answer is if the rates are a little higher, that means less people are buying homes, right? So if in 2020 or 2021, we could have sold your house for X amount of money, right? Let's say $300,000. Well, that sells just like that in that market because it's a 2.75, a 3.1, 3.5. The highest was like a 3.5, and that was really high at that time, right? So, of course, in that market, that $300,000 home sells just like that because everyone can afford it. Anyone could afford it at that rate because it's super affordable. It's basically free money, people like to say. So in today's market, if we get a great VA buyer, let's just say we get a great VA buyer and they have a 780 credit score and all the great things that happen gives them a 6.2. Or a 6.1 or a 6. Let's just say a 6. Because I can right now, I know a lender with a VA with 780. Everything's check, check, check. I know we can get you at that 6 point. Okay, so let's say we get a VA buyer. Everything checks off. That $300,000 house at a 6%. Well, we just doubled his interest rate. From 2021 to 2024, he went from a 3 to a 6. So now he doesn't afford that $300,000 house the same way he afforded it back in those days. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So as a seller, you need to be prepared for that. You need to understand that top dollar may not be what you get because we have to accommodate the buyers who are willing to buy in this market or who want to buy in this market because you're getting a deal, right? That's the appeal of this market is, hey, in 2021, that $300,000 house, we had to buy it for $330,000 with no closing cost and a waive and appraisal and a lot of money out of pocket and all that wonderful stuff. Well, in today's market, that $300,000 house, maybe we get it for $290,000, maybe we get $295,000, maybe we get it $300,000, but we can now negotiate our closing cost, and maybe all you have to bring to the table if you're FHA or a conventional is your down payment, and if you're VA, maybe potentially, if we negotiate the right deal, you come to the table with goose egg, and that is a huge benefit for a buyer. In this market, yes, we're paying a little bit higher rate, but we can get the better deal versus back in the day, right? Back in the day, you're not getting the deal. If you want the house, holy shit, you better sell a kidney. That's what basically 2021 was like. So my predictions, right? My predictions for this rate is unknown. I'm going to be honest with you. At the beginning of the year, my prediction was, hey, we're going to see some rate decline. Things are going to happen. We're going to move down. Hopefully by the summer, we'll be back in the fives. And it hasn't happened. And I would love to say that by the end of the year, we're going to be mid fives. That would be amazing. However, I just don't see it happening, in my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't believe that we'll be in a 5.5 or below until 2020, end of 2025, beginning of 2026. That's my opinion. You don't have to like it. Doesn't matter to me if you like it or not. We will see. We are all riding this wave together, and we will see at the same time where mortgage rates go. But what I'm telling my sellers and buyers is that I don't believe we're going to have a significant or rate decrease in 2024. I think with the election and the unknown of everything and how volatile everything is, I think that the investors and the people who make these decisions are just not going to be there in 2024 to feel confident to bring that rate down below 5.5 or even close to 5.5. That's my prediction. There it is, hot off the press. I think that we're going to have to ride this wave just a little bit longer. And if you're a buyer, my advice to you is date the rate, love the house, marry the house, right? And if you're a seller, don't be greedy because your house will sit there. Let's talk a little bit about something that is really, in my opinion, kind of shaping our market and shaping buyers and sellers and their needs. And that is remote work or working from home. The pandemic allowed businesses to become more flexible. Well, it mandated that businesses became more flexible to allow their employees to work from home. Because during the pandemic, you had to. And business can't stop just because the world stops. I know that sounds so fucking weird, but that's basically the truth. That remote work became massive during the pandemic, and we are still seeing it today significantly. I actually have a client who moved from California to El Paso. We closed on their house last week, and she was able to do that because she is a remote worker. And that is a beautiful thing because now she doesn't have to pay California taxes and California fees and all that wonderful stuff, and she can be closer to family here in El Paso. And so she was able to do that because remote work is so heavy right now in this country and in the world. These buyers that are remote buying, or they're going to be remote working, they're looking for a bigger home, right? These 3-bedroom, 2 baths sometimes don't fit the quota because they have to now get themselves an office space. So if they're a family of 4 and the mom works from home in her office, or the dad works from home, or both work from home, now we can't use a 3-bedroom. Now we need a 4 or a 5-bedroom because both of them are going to need an office, or one of them's going to need an office, or so forth and so forth. So now we're seeing that shift of 3-bedroom, 2-bath being kind of the standard. Now we're seeing 4-bedroom, 2-bath, or 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath is kind of where most people fall. Like, hey, I need this. So those 3-bedroom, 2 baths sometimes are easier to get for those, single family or for that bachelor or bachelorette, because now the average buyer that has a family is looking for that 4-bedroom or that 5-bedroom. So those 3-bedroom, 2 baths sometimes are more readily available because they're just too small for the average buyer. Because of this work from home floor plan or roadmap, so to speak, we are seeing a shift from I want to live inside the city? Do I want to live on the outskirts of the city? And it's not so big here in El Paso because El Paso is drivable. But like in Houston or in Los Angeles or wherever those big cities are, you may be seeing more people shift from the city. Oh, I gotta live in that urban area, and now they're going to the suburbs, right? And in El Paso, we're seeing that kind of reign true even in the smaller city, because people are saying, it used to be, I want to live in 2.5, I want to live in 3.6, I want to live, in 0.2 or 1.2, which is the west side, the central, those type of, I want to be right in the middle of everything. And now we're really seeing people want to live on the outskirts of the Northeast. They want to live on the outskirts of the West Side, and they want to live on the outskirts of the East Side, and even the outskirts sometimes of Horizon and Socorro. So we're seeing, like, it used to be like, I need to be in the middle, like craziness, yes, yes, yes. And now people are saying, well, not really, because I don't have to worry about getting to work, super early in the morning sometimes, because I can work from home when I need to. So now, that Socorro 1 acre land with a nice little 4-bedroom, 2-bath makes more sense than that little bitty thumb stamp lot in the center of El Paso that's 4-bedroom, 2-bath that costs $100,000 more. So that's that's what I think about this work from home situation. Is it really has opened the door to allow buyers to get more for what they want, because now they're not stuck in a specific area. Now, if you work from home, you can buy anywhere and anywhere you want, anywhere your little heart desires, and you can work from home. Now, you need a bigger house, you need a few more things in your home, but that's the beauty of it. You get to stay home, work in your PJs. I would kill for that. I do that sometimes. Our third topic is sustainable and eco-friendly housing. Now, this topic is a little controversial in my opinion, just because I am not the biggest fan, and I really hope no one comes for me in the comments here. I am not the biggest fan of solar panel. I think they're really good if it's your forever home. But if you have intent of selling your home, I don't think solar panel is a great investment, just because, wow, we're really going to go off on this. But I don't think it's a great investment, just because now when we go to sell it, not only do I have to sell your house, I have to sell your solar panels too. And it's an additional loan that they have to qualify for, they have to apply for. And now it's an additional debt. So it's really, really complicated and difficult to sell a home with $50,000 in solar panel or $20,000 in solar panel. So before we get into this is my disclaimer. If you're going to buy solar panel, you need to be prepared that you're either going to have to sell it, pay it off with the sale of your home. You're going to have to live there forever, or you're going to have to wait the market out and let a buyer that's willing to assume that loan come through. Either way, it's no big deal. I'm just letting you know that, there's some challenges to be had with solar panel. However, with that being said, there are advantages to having solar panel as well, and that is simply, if they are paid off, you have a $10 electric bill for the rest of your life, $15, $20 electric bill for the rest of your life. And here in El Paso, with the crazy heat we get, the difference could be a $250 electric bill with a $20 electric bill. But here's the devil's advocate. You may not have an electric bill right now. You may have a $30 electric bill, but you have a $180 solar panel bill. So, it's just one of those things. Now, if you have a little extra cash laying around, you want to pay cash, by all means do it. Or if it's your forever home and you have no intentions of selling, then yeah, do it. But if you're going to sell, I want you to think about the disadvantages of it and kind of weigh your options. We also are seeing a heavy influx of appliances, right? So you may walk into a house that was built 1960s and everything is original except the appliances. They've done a few things, right? They've They've replaced the windows with eco-friendly windows. They've replaced the appliances with eco-friendly appliances. And the reason why they did that is because they're trying to save money. Let me taste this tea. Let me taste it. Let's see. I'm going to keep this in because this shows you how ADHD my brain is. It tastes like spearmint gum. This is a new one. It's the Tazo tea, and it is spearmint, and it's fantastic. So you'll have nice smelling good breath. Anyways, okay, and my favorite new hot topic of real estate is technology. And I am a big advocate for technology in real estate. And I think that if you are a realtor and you are not on the technology train, the AI train, the advancement train, you're probably going to get left in the dust. That's my opinion. You don't have to take it. You don't have to like it. Don't really care if you do or if you don't. But that is what I believe. Listen, Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, all those big places where people go and find homes, it has given home buyers or people who are looking to be home buyers, it has given them an easier window to seeing and finding properties. There's no way around that. There's just no way around it. Every house that is on the market right now for sale is going to be on those 3 or those 4 of those big ticket items, those big websites, right? So you, as a realtor, need to embrace that because people my age and people younger than me, right? Us millennials and Gen Zs. I think it's Gen Z. I think that's the one below us. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. But we are heavily into technology. And you have to be with that or you're going to get left in the dust. That's just the way I see it. During COVID, we really went into virtual tours. And for me, I've always done virtual tours because I deal with so many military and PCS clients that, people buy houses with me all across the country and outside of the country. And so I have done virtual tours my entire career, and I will continue to do virtual tours my entire career because homeowners or people who are looking to become homeowners need to know what they're buying before they buy it. And they can't just go off the word of you guy because no one knows you. That family doesn't know you. And even if they trust you, you need to show them proof of what you're showing, right? If you're like, oh, this house is beautiful, it's everything you got, it's got tile floors, and you walk in it and it's plywood or it's like particle board or whatever, oh, it's got granite countertops, and they walk in and it's particle board countertops. These virtual tours are really important so those people who are buying outside of El Paso can feel like they're getting the house tour that the person that lives inside El Paso gets. And if you're not doing your tours like that, your virtual tours like that, you're doing a disservice to your clients. You have to make sure you're walking it the way you need to walk it so you're opening up, cabinets, you're turning on water, you're flushing toilets, you're turning on faucets, you're looking at the HVAC system. You're doing all your due diligence as a realtor to make sure that they're buying the best house that they can. For me, I know Erica will also attest to this, I rely heavily on AI. I rely heavily on, look, I went to Louisiana public school. My words ain't great, okay? It sounds good in here, but it don't sound good here, and it don't sound good here. Whenever I text, I'm like, hey, yo, you want to go see a house? So sometimes I say, when you, like on this, right? This beautiful podcast right here, I'm going to send this to my AI assistant, and I'm going to say, I need this to be as catchy as I possibly can for my Facebook, for my TikTok, for my YouTube, for my podcast. Can you help me? And it'll give me 5 or 6 options and things like that to help get engagement, to help get the message out. And then the same thing for a house, right? If we're doing an open house, I do the same thing. Hey, show me 5 viral open house posts on Facebook. And then it'll pop it up and it'll show me. And then I'll say, okay, here is my open house. With these same perimeters, can you make me an open house post? Just like that. Just like that, I have a virtual viral post. And it's important that we're telling people that we're using that, because if you're not using that, you're not getting the full algorithm put together. Because what that database does is it pulls everything from every social media and it says, here's this content, this is getting a lot of likes, this is the song you need to use, this is how you want to do it, put this here, get a catchy headline, get a good thumbnail, all that wonderful stuff to help boost the content. Because when you boost the content, you're boosting the sale, you're boosting the house, you're boosting your inventory. And if nobody is looking at your inventory, you have to find a way to make people look at your inventory. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is heavily rely on technology. Yes, we can go out and we can form neighborhoods and we can put postcards in the mail and we can send mailers and we can do all that wonderful stuff. But we're in the day and age of technology. And if you're not using it for your sellers and your buyers, then you're probably doing a disservice for them. That's my opinion. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to do all this at one cut. So there it is. Hot topic issues of real estate. I think those are really good topics that we could dive in and probably talk for hours about each one of them. We're not going to do that. I just want to do a little overview, get a little podcast out. And that's the podcast of today. Remember, if you like this content, please engage with it. I want you to hit the notification bell on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, comment, do all that wonderful stuff. If we're listening to it on the podcast, make sure you write us a review. You download the video or you download the episode. That really helps. And of course, we want to make sure you're streaming it on all platforms. Home Wisdom with HBH. Please go engage with all the content. Follow us on social media. Tell us how we're doing. I know we said we were probably going to do an in-person event every month. However, in July, I'm going to be out of town during the last week of July. So we are going to skip July and go into August. And August is already set. We're just working on the date and the time. But August, we are going to be having a VA seminar. That's right, a VA seminar. I am having April with MBKC, who is also a veteran, who is heavily experienced in the VA world, and amazing loan officer. She's going to come in and talk about VA benefits. She's flying in. She is flying in 2 days before my birthday. August 23rd is my birthday. She's coming, I think, on the 21st. So we're going to either have it on 21st or 22nd. She is making a trip specifically to host this event with me, and I think we're also going to do a client appreciation that week. But she wanted to do she wanted to do this event in person. And so she said, she didn't even, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but then she booked a flight. Like, she was like, I'm coming August. We're going to do this thing. Like, hell yeah, I'm so excited. So I am very excited to have her. I want to thank her so much for dropping plans. And listen, guys, this is the first time in my career someone has thought I was important enough to book a flight, book a hotel, book an event, and say I'm going to be there. That's pretty cool, I think. And so shout out to April, and I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about VA loans. We're also going to be breaking down everything, IRRRL loans, your eligibility, what's it like to sell a VA loan, what's it like to buy a VA loan, assumable loans, all that wonderful stuff. We're going to be talking about it. And by then, Homes for Heroes will be up and running, which is technically already up and running now. And I'm really excited. We're going to make a quick little introduction on that stuff here shortly, too. Once we get it all, we're going to meet with a late Miss Jill today and talk final about everything. But I'm excited to be part of Homes for Heroes. And that is not just for military. That is for all heroes in our community. Teachers, EMS, firefighters, anyone that works at the hospital, military, policemen, border patrol, you name it. Homes for Hero applies to you, and it's a really cool event. It's a really cool program, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. And it's just the beginning. So yeah, there it is. So that's the end of this podcast. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for the ones who attended the buyer seminar. I can't wait to do the next one, the VA buyer or the VA loan seminar, or we should just call it VA benefits seminar. I think that one's what we'll probably call it, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll go into my old AI assistant over here and ask her what I should call it. So, going back to the podcast technology, right? So that's going to come out in August. Again, thank you guys so much for the continued support, the engagement, all that beautiful stuff. We're going to keep grinding here at Homes by Harshaw. It's really important that we make sure that everyone has wisdom and knowledge and all that beautiful stuff when it comes to real estate, because you know my motto, you know the theme, you know the podcast theme. More knowledge today means more power tomorrow. And I want you to be powerful, right? So we'll see you.